Namaskar, Adab, Sat Shri Akal. Very warm welcome, everyone. Good morning, afternoon, and evening. जहाँ पर भी आप हैं, hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe and healthy. Um, कल जैसे कि बात की थी हमने इस टॉपिक के बारे में, so we will definitely go over some of the basic details and some of the basic things around Sunanda Pushkar and the mysterious death. या मैं इसको भी murder ही बोलूँ. I'll be honest, I did not go through this particular case in detail in the past. मैंने इतना इसके बारे में ना पढ़ा, ना मैं इतना डिटेल में गया था इस केस के लिए. But thankfully now, after what has happened, after uh, the clean chit given to Shashi Tharoor, I had to spend some time. I had to spend some quality time. Looking into all the details, looking into all the botch ups that have happened in this particular case. Hello, Deepaji. Hello, Tripti. Hello, Bhushan. Hello, everyone. So yes, I will try my best for the next 30 minutes, I would say, to walk you through the entire journey of this particular case. Some details which are available in the public domain, some which are available in like other mainstream media videos and all that stuff. So it's like some of the reports, some of the tweets actually from these people, uh, and there is so much. So I don't think एक session इस पूरे केस के लिए काफी होगा, but I will try my best to at least bring a little light on what exactly would have happened or transpired on January 16th or 17th. Um, and depending on that, what would be your take on the judgment, your take whether this is, again, supposedly a suicide, a murder, or, abetment to suicide. बहुत सारी similarities again, which I kind of found between this and the other mysterious deaths that we've been talking about. चाहे वो श्रीदेवी की डेथ से रिलेटेड हो या इवन सुशांत, बहुत सारे चीजें, बहुत सारी सिमिलैरिटीज, बहुत सारी कॉमनैलिटी है. सो let's jump right into it, because this is one topic. As I said, this is not gonna be over in one single shot. So let's see how much time and how much effort this will need. Now let's start. Thoda sa, a little bit of background on what do you think we care about words who were pro versus are now nowhere to be seen. We'll talk about that. You're already back to the bay. Sorry, Dheeraj bhai. I think आपने आज फोन किया था. आज बहुत busy दिन था ऑफिस में, and I really could not call you back. I will call you back. Yes, मैं आ तो गया था पहले ही. I think I had my flight on Tuesday. So yes, I'm back अपने घर पे. And yes, even though I posted the picture between you and me on Twitter, I will share that with you. So thank you so much. All right. So Sunanda Pushkar. Sunanda Pushkar was a very, very smart, very intelligent. Uh, Initial time में बहुत shy, but after 19-20 years, she showed a different kind of perspective, a different kind of a personality. Now this is for as per her one of her friends, जिनका नाम भी सुनंदा है, जिन्होंने उनकी बुक भी लिखी है. उनके हिसाब से, she used to be the very shy kind of a girl. ज़्यादा नहीं बोलती थी, ज़्यादा बात नहीं करती थी for the first couple of years when they were together, and then later on, after she turned 16, 17, they saw a totally new and a very, very outgoing, very, very lively Sunanda Pushkar. Uh, she, a convent educated, army background. So, as एक कोई assumptions बनाते हैं ना, जैसे लोग के, army background के बच्चे जो होते हैं वो, they're always like outward and very, very kind of, smart and all. So she was definitely one of those smart ladies. She was an intelligent girl as well. So उनकी book के अंदर भी mention है, and this is one thing which she mentioned was Sunanda Pushkar was the captain of her house. जो लोग इंडिया से हैं and of course हमारी जनरेशन के हैं, we used to have different houses, चाहे वो कभी कलर होते थे या कभी किसी नाम से होते थे. So she used to be the captain of the house. So she used to lead. So she was always a leader. She was always someone who wanted to be uh, kind of, you know, doing certain things as a leader. Uh, and coming from a background, army background, it came all naturally to her. Unfortunately, of course, even though I'm not going to get into those personal aspects of her life on this session, on this one today, uh, but she had three marriages, and the third one was with Shashi Tharoor. But there were prior two more marriages, out of which she had son as well. Uh, but we are going to focus more on the the Sunanda Pushkar, who we got to know after she got maybe married, or she got associated with Shashi Tharoor, because that's when everybody got to know about who Sunanda Pushkar was, what were the things she was involved in. She was a very smart girl, as I said, or a lady. She was like a director, more like a business development director in Dubai, and she had amassed a kind of a good amount of fortune as well. So ऐसा नहीं था कि she got in touch with like Shashi Tharoor or married people for money. She had already amassed a good amount of property, some good bank balance as well. So pretty much she was in a good state of affairs as far as personal life was concerned. But uh, still, she was killed. The reason I'm saying killed is because of all the botch up that happened, and I'll talk about it in a few minutes. Now, again, to kind of summarize, she was almost like a business woman or business oriented person. Hamesha different तरह की चीजें करना. She was very lively. As far as friend goes, a lot of her friends, uh, she was someone who was like a live wire. Somebody who used to enjoy life and used to make others also enjoy life. Or अगर कोई enjoy नहीं करता था, so she used to kind of talk to them that what, life is short, life is not this much, you need to come out and have fun as well, because she really wanted to have fun in her life. And that, आप अगर इनके videos देखेंगे बहुत सारे, she always had that bright smile and she had that kind of energy to her. uh, so what happened? So why did she, अगर मैं by reports जाऊं या by conspiracy theories जाऊं, why did she commit suicide? A lot of her friends have said very clearly, and one of her friends, very close friend, um also mentioned that she can never commit suicide. एक्चुअल में अगर कभी सुसाइड करने का 1% ख्याल भी आएगा, तो she would actually kill 50 people before she would kill herself. So she was that kind of a person. She will never ever think of killing herself. तो जो suicide theory है, the family, the people around, her and everybody quashed that particular conspiracy theory. But similarity with Sushant Singh Rajput case, the moment her dead body was found in that Leela hotel, in her room, uh, the first statement that came out was, it looks like she had committed suicide. Why was that said? Um, is based on some of the things that were in the room. रूम को इतना सेटअप किया गया था. There were a couple of things that were in the room that were actually like planted in a way कि ऐसा लगे कि actual में she committed suicide. Planted इसलिए, there were certain medicines, कुछ दवाइयों के पत्ते थे जो वहां पर फेंके गए थे, जानबूझ के. And there were, okay, looks like we have some spammers as well today. So I will. Anybody who is like an admin or moderator can also block them, but we'll see. So there were broken pieces of glasses. There were some medicines. Um Now, what was she doing in the hotel room? Uh, सबसे पहली बात, uh, when I figured out, why a husband or a wife staying in a hotel room, uh, it came as a thing that they were in the hotel room for 2 days because घर में painting चल रही थी, तो उस वजह से she had moved to a hotel room with Shashi Tharoor for 2 days, and Shashi Tharoor was presumably busy. So that's why she really, preferred to be in the hotel room. Now, वहाँ पर मेरा अगला question, that kind of created a lot of doubts in my mind. अगर मेरे घर में कलर चल रहा है, and if it's me and my wife only, the two of us, why would I rent two rooms in a seven-star hotel? Leela in the Delhi is a seven-star hotel. Uh, I know he's Shashi Tharoor. I know he has shitload of money. Doesn't really matter. But for husband and wife, why would they rent two rooms in for 2 days when the only plan they had there was supposedly to sleep, and that too suites. So that's when I was covering the case. He kept saying James report did not indicate the value of substance. Yeah, we're gonna get there. We are also getting there into the reports. But the question was, दो rooms book करना, it doesn't make any sense. Now, एक दिन पहले, before that, Shashi Tharoor had tweeted something. He tweeted that since um, you know, Sunanda was not feeling well, I will not be able to attend a certain event in a different city, and I would have to miss it. Was that all another gimmick? I don't know. Again, let me just, before I get into the details now, let me just put up a kind of a disclaimer for you all, and for everybody, as well as to cover my, legal aspect of it. Uh, all I'm saying right now is based on some of the things which are again available in the public domain, but based on some of the analysis, कह ले या इसको कह ले, my assumptions. So some of the statements that I'm making are based on the facts which are available in the public domain. So I'm not uh, biasing it, or I'm not creating any kind of conspiracy theories here. It is all based on the facts which are in the public domain, and based on how I see things, how I presume things. You might have a different opinion about it, but that's your point of view. That's not my point of view. This is my point of view. So okay, going back, दो दिन का uh, stay in hotel. एक दिन पहले, before they moved, he tweeted that he was busy with the uh, uh, because supposedly his wife was not doing well. Now, supposedly wife not doing well. वहीं से शुरू करते हैं. I will open up a report, and I will show you guys. Here we go. I will open my share my screen now. Okay. Let me know if you can see the screen now. Okay. So, दो दिन पहले, before they moved to the. Okay, let me open the report directly as well. 2 दिन पहले, before the whole thing happened, uh, I don't know, virtual कहें या जो भी कहें इसको, there was some medical Kerala Institute of Medical Sciences से there was a particular uh, report और एक स्लिप बनी थी जहां पर कहा गया था maybe we'll inform with full about some neurology and cardiology in 1 week for test. Otherwise, this was more about some leg problem and all that stuff, overlap, blah blah blah. ये जैसे जानबूझ के एक काइंड ऑफ रिपोर्ट हुआ था 2 दिन पहले, and there was nothing serious about it, uh, and that's what uh, looked like a gimmick, looked like a gimmick to fool people. And क्वेश्चन मेरा वहां पर भी यही रहेगा कि अगर if this guy was not able to go to a different city just because he was busy, then why was he not with his wife on the 2 days? What was he doing in a Congress, whatever, All India, some meet that happened? If his wife was that sick and he was not feeling comfortable, तो अपनी वाइफ को होटल रूम में अकेला छोड़ के जाना भी क्यों था? Then you could have stayed back with your wife because that was the reason you gave for travel. Now, if you're not there since morning till evening or actually night 8:30 tak, then what is the point? What are and if she's not well and she's not at home, there is no caregiver. Yes, it's a 7-star hotel, but still, if she's in a room, she will not have her servants and caretakers, everybody in the same hotel room. So why would you leave her? So it was all a made up story, is my understanding. नाउ यहाँ पर थोड़ी सी और बात करते हैं। ये तो एक थ्योरी, एक एक नैरेटिव इन्होंने चलाया, शशि थरूर ने। सेकंड नैरेटिव that happened was, on the 16th, there was a kind of a verbal spat between Sunanda and this Pakistani journalist Meher. Now, who is Meher? Actually, let me just open up something for you. Meher Tarar is somebody who used to kind of like or have some kind of affiliation with Shashi Tharoor. बहुत बहुत बड़े like इनके दोनों के visual verbal kind of spat चला for a couple of hours, I would say, on January 15th. And eventually she's like, enough already. I've praised Shashi Tharoor openly on Twitter, reviewed his book, blah, 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 nothing to hide. So the second narrative that was running was that there was something going on between Meher and Shashi Tharoor. Uh, Meher was a Pakistani journalist, and Sunanda Pushkar felt uh, that there was something going on between the two. So she presumably, and this was basically confirmed by her. She got access, or she took Shashi Tharoor's phone, and she DM'd and tweeted certain things using Shashi Tharoor's ID. One of the comments or one of the tweets that she did was that I love you kind of thing, or I have um, some feelings for you. After which, Shashi Tharoor, when it was made aware, when he was made aware, Wi-Fi internet is again acting up. Uh, Let me know if you guys can hear me. All right, guys, let me know if you can hear me and watch the video or the screen. Looks like there was some kind of lag or some slowness. Frozen. Okay. All right. Am I audible now? Audible for now. Okay. Okay, I'm still getting confused. Yes. Okay. All right. So yeah, I don't know where I got disconnected. Hopefully, I will not be disconnected now. Yes, VP Pac-Man. I like that. You mentioned it yesterday, but yeah, let me go back. So basically, Shashi Tharoor. I'm frozen again. Sonal or anybody else? Is it just Sonal? Okay. All right. I'll count till three. Let me know if you can see and hear me. One, two, and three. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So yes, so Shashi Tharoor को basically अपने tweet करना पड़ा. As you can see, let me just zoom in a little bit so that it's clear. That his account was hacked and will temporarily be deactivated. Now, in response to this particular tweet, Sunanda responded back and she said, the account was not hacked. It was she who was tweeting on behalf of Shashi because she has a lot of things to tell the world. And she really, really went ballistic on Meher uh, Tarar. And eventually, they were like going back and forth on Twitter. There's a long, long series of tweets. And, Sunanda Pushkar mentioned that give me, like she was about to reveal few details about Meher, and she pointed out on Twitter, okay, I will expose you how you stalk men on phone and public domain. And to that, she's like, so I stalk on BlackBerry and phone. The last I checked, it was a two-way thing, or maybe technology. So they were like constantly fighting back and forth on Twitter. इतना ज़्यादा हुआ कि when he tweeted, after that they had to literally come out and say a common statement out, so that since because of course Sashi Thuril is a politically was a solid guy, and of course a name. So on 16th January 2014, they did make a joint statement as well. Now I'll just read out quickly. We are distressed by the unseemly controversy that has arisen from some unauthorized tweets from our Twitter accounts. Various distorted amounts of comments allegedly made by Sunanda have appeared in the press. It appears that some personal and private comments responding to these unauthorized tweets, comments that were not intended for publication, have been misinterpreted and led to some erroneous conclusion. We wish to state we are happily married and intend to remain that way. Sunanda has been ill and hospitalized this week and is seeking to rest. We would be grateful if the media respects our privacy. So imagine on 16th of January, this is the kind of statement they are releasing. This is the kind of statement they make from supposedly the hotel room. Uh, and there is a lot of like tension around all this nonsense. Now, uh, we all know 17th is when she was found dead in the hotel room. Now, अगर 16th को आपकी fight हो रही है, you're also mentioning she has been ill and hospitalized. What were you doing on 17th? Why did you plan to be at a whole day conference or whatever when you know your wife was not well? Uh, there have been instances, and anybody who has a wife or a parent or a kid, uh, if somebody is not well and if there is so much stuff going on, I don't think you would leave the home, or you would rather sit with them, take care of them when you're not even in your home. So this is the second thing which kind of irritates me, that looking at all these evidences, I call them evidences because it's very clearly in front of us that there is a conflict going on. They are fixing everything, they're trying to resolve something in their married life, fighting publicly, and the lady is threatening in a way, and even the Pakistani journalist, she was giving responses back to her. So there is definitely something going on. Why would you disappear for the whole freaking 17th January, the whole day, and not be with your wife, and you're freaking fighting with her one day before? And now he has been given a clean chit. Kudos to the system. Kudos to everybody. Now I'll take you to the third one. Third narrative. Uh, a lot of things have been said. A lot of things have been said uh, around when the investigation was going on. One of the things that came out was the domestic help that Sashi Tharoor had. Uh, I will actually open, I think there is an article as well. Let me see. Not this one. In which the domestic help very clearly said that there were fights between Sashi Tharoor and Sunanda Pushkar. This is the same article, so give me one more second. This is the doctor report, and this one is, I think, the one. Yes, I think this is the article uh, in which very clearly I will show you exactly Narayan. Okay, thank you. Narayan, the domestic help uh, of Sashi Tharoor as well as uh, Sunanda Pushkar, he was questioned. Now, based on this investigation with the help, he brought up two names as part of that. One was for, uh, let me actually show you, name of a person by the name of Katie. Katie, and he also took one more name. Uh, there were two names that cropped up during the questioning of Narayan the domestic. He said Katie had become the cause of the problem between them, that they fought over Katie in Dubai for the first time. Now, ye Katie kaun hai, of course, something, we'll have to, uh, still, I have to find out. The second name was about Sunil. Sunil Saab, he was Takaru, a close friend. But when he was asked those questions, he was he said, "I have no clue why why she killed herself." Now, let me talk a little bit about this as well. जब ये नारायण के बारे में बात हुई, नारायण ने इन्वेस्टिगेशन के अराउंड ये चीजें बोली. The very next day, there was a letter that was issued by Sashi Tharoor stating that police was trying to uh, police was trying to okay. Sorry, I got distracted because somebody just WhatsApped me. So yeah, police was trying to force him to say certain things. Police was trying to ask him to make Sashi Tharoor as the main culprit. Now, that is, one second. All right. So sorry, guys. This chat that has come up, like a lot of nonsense is going on social media. तो उससे रिलेटेड कुछ मेरे को अभी और नया आया है, एंड दैट्स bound to happen. So yes, let me stay focused. Uh, Give me 1 second. Let me just respond. All right. All right. So as per the domestic help, there were definitely fighting going on at home as well, for whatever reasons, for many reasons. Uh, and this is how this eventually led to Sunanda's death, maybe. Now, fighting, internal fights, was it because of Meher? Was it because of something else? Or was it because of IPL? IPL is also another narrative or another theory, which could be a reason for why Sunanda got killed. Um, and that's my personal belief that for me, it seems it was IPL or something related to IPL as well, or certain people related to IPL, जिसकी वजह से ये हुआ जो हुआ. Uh, because again, this is very similar to what even Sushant was supposed to do. We all heard Sushant wanted to come out and speak about certain things, expose certain people, and he was stopped before he could do that. Same thing with Sunanda Pushkar. Now, let me take you back a little bit. Sunanda Pushkar, let me stop sharing the screen. Sunanda Pushkar was one of the stakeholders in the IPL team, IPL Kochi. Uh, it had a good amount of stake for her, about 6 or 7%, and initially it had about 20 some plus percentage for Shashi Tharoor. Uh, so there was a lot of money involved, and Shashi Tharoor had a lot of you know uh, things to do in creating that particular team in the IPL. So uh, I will, Sonal. Let's keep that for a next session. So much nonsense going on. I can't even tell you guys. Uh, I really apologize. I really got distracted very badly because of that. The flow got broken, but that's what the sad state of affairs is right now. Anyways, so this particular scenario on IPL, uh, there was about 4.9% equity for Sunanda Pushkar. And when I say 4.9%, it was like crores of rupees that was involved. So that's why she was called the 50 crore girlfriend. Exactly, she was. Uh, so there was a lot of money at stake for sure. But like I already mentioned earlier, I mentioned something, which is she already had a lot of like property and bank balance already, so she was all settled, and she was not there for this shit kind of money, which might have connections to underworld, might have connections to druggy world, uh, some kind of involvement with trafficking. We all know, and we've spoken about this in a couple of sessions in the last year as well, and this year also I think we touched upon it, and we'll touch upon it again, which is how this child trafficking, sex trafficking, and IPL has kind of connections between each other, how black money to white money conversion happens through this IPL and other cricket leagues. So all that and more was also part of this particular uh, you know thing. Now, she definitely got to know certain things around the IPL mafia, and which she wanted to bring out. Now, she reached out to few people. She reached out to four, no, actually six uh, reporters. Few of them we all know, very famous, like Rahul Kanwal, Barkha Dutt, Nalini, saying, and then few more. She reached out, and she reached out, I think, on around the same time, 14th or 15th. Uh, she wanted to meet them and share certain details on the 17th itself. Uh, I personally again feel this was uh, really really sad from a reporters. And again, I could be wrong. I This is my assumption that these reporters should have taken this up very seriously, and should have gotten some kind of details. I understand she reached out to them, she called them, some of them she WhatsApp, uh, and Vinay Morani, from the white days, those are the days when she brought 4 5 properties. Yes, you are right. A lot of connections, and we'll get back to that in the next session when we do about this, because even she had a lot of property. She was about some 100 crore or some worth, even though most of them had some EMIs that were still needed to be paid. And her son is still kind of fighting, or was fighting some cases against the mortgages and all that stuff that she had to pay. But we'll get to that. Now, this is as far as the IPL is concerned, कि उसके कुछ secrets थे IPL से related, which she really wanted to bring out. Now, what could have happened is, जो भी secrets थे, जिस तरह के भी secrets थे, maybe they would have impacted Shashi Tharoor as well. Uh, Maybe मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूँ just to cover up, but I'm sure there were certain things that she really wanted to bring out, which might have caused a lot of damage to Shashi Tharoor, his political career, and personally to their family as well. So she was definitely stopped from even doing that. And सब कुछ उन्हीं कुछ घंटों में हुआ. So these are the different scenarios जिसकी वजह से we are always confused. We were confused कि what could have been the reason why uh, she was killed, murdered, whatever you want to call it. Now, यहाँ तक तो रही ये सारी conspiracies या ये सारे theories. Now, what happened after she died? Uh, of course, the investigation. Uh, this is a politically charged up kind of case. Was a politically charged up case, and it still is. बहुत सारे लोग थे, स्वामी से लेके और बहुत सारे लोग जो डिफरेंट तरह से इसमें इन्वॉल्व होना चाहते थे या हुए इसमें इन्वॉल्व. सबसे बड़ी चीज जब फर्स्ट इंस्टेंट, the moment her body was found, at that point of time, it was very clearly said by the officer, कि 8 o'clock, 8:30 he reached the hotel. 8:45 पे उन्होंने अपने पीए को फोन करा और बताया कि ऐसे ऐसे सुनंदा is lying down, and she's not responding, blah blah blah. Police was called, police locked the place and all that stuff. Uh, Now, when the police captured that place and kind of blocked it, uh, बाहर आके पुलिस के inspector was very clear that it looks like a case of suicide, because we see some few evidences that are making us believe it is, but we cannot confirm till the time we don't get the postmortem report. Now, going to the postmortem report, उसमें अलग conspiracies, उसके अंदर और अलग issues. Viscera report had something else to say. Postmortem had something else. Um, and then there came another shocker to this particular case. Uh, a close friend, a close ally of Shashi Tharoor, गुलाम नबी आज़ाद, जो कि बहुत ही क्लोज फ्रेंड माने जाते थे या है उनके, supposedly, as per the AIMS medical director, again the same name, जिनको हम कई बार, और मैं उनका वीडियो भी प्ले करूंगा. There is a video that I'll play. There was a report that a friend of Shashi Tharoor tried to influence, tried to say कि ये जो medical report आपने रिलीज करनी है, इसको आप नेचुरल डेथ या सुसाइड डिक्लेयर करें. uh, and I will show you. Actually, let me just share this screen now. So if you can see, Department of Forensic Medicine and Toxicology, All Indian Institute of Medical Sciences, again the same name, which of course we saw in Sushant Singh Rajput case as well, Dr. Sudhir K. Gupta, जो उस टाइम पे प्रोफेसर एंड हेड ऑफ डिपार्टमेंट थे. He was asked to change the report. This is an article in the Deccan Chronicle. Was asked to give a false autopsy report of Sunanda Pushkar, alleges the doctor. So Dr. Sudhir Gupta revealed that he was allegedly pressurized by an influential यूपीए मिनिस्टर. और ये जो यूपीए मिनिस्टर हैं, ये उस टाइम पे गुलाम नबी आज़ाद की तरफ इंडिकेशन जा रहा था. So even that person was trying to help. He did write a official complaint. Illegal order is going to be passed to promote Dr. O.P. Murthy illegally and in violation of AIMS rules, sir. The malified agenda was held prepared and extra GB held on, blah, blah, blah. Just 3 days were left for the previous government to go with intention to also understand as well as the head of department. Sir, the malified agenda owes me from the heads I have genesis in post-mortem of Sunanda Pushkar and Nido Tanya since I had taken a professional and ethical stand. Now, what this letter says is, डॉक्टर सुधीर गुप्ता को टारगेट किया जा रहा था. उनको ये कहा जा रहा था कि अगर आप इस केस को सुसाइड या इसको आप मर्डर नहीं बता सकते, इसको आप ये नहीं कह सकते दे वर लाइक साइंस ऑफ वायलेंस एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ. तो अगर आपने नहीं किया, देन यू विल बी टेकन ऑफ as the head of department. And that was the threat given to him to change this report. Now, as per his complaint that he's written to Dr. Harshvardhan, who was the Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, he's very clearly saying that a malified agenda to oust me from the post of HOD in case of post-mortem report को, क्योंकि मैंने I had taken a professional stand around that. So basically, why would somebody, and let me just, instead of taking the name, I'll use what is said, why an influential UPA minister tried to change or pressurize him to change the report. So this also makes me believe that even after it was all said and done, she was killed. Reports were also being tried to change. Now, बहुत सारे और ट्वीट्स हुए थे. ANI का भी ये ट्वीट है on 2014 in July. Sunanda Pushkar had said she would expose IPL deals. Wadra's name could have, sorry about that, I think I clicked it. Yeah, Wadra's name would have also surfaced. Will file a petition. Subramaniam Swamy. So welcome to the game. सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी जी यहाँ पर शुरू होते हैं इस केस के अंदर पूरा पूरा करना. Now, like I mentioned, there were a lot of these documents and things sent by Shashi Tharoor. यहाँ पर आप लिखा हुआ पढ़ रहे, यहाँ मैं पढ़ता हूँ आपके लिए. Upon the tragic loss of my wife Sunanda, and from the very beginning, I have requested for a thorough investigation by the authorities to be conducted and concluded rapidly and transparently. The Pushkar family has taken the same view, and we all have fully cooperated with the authorities. I reiterate my request to bring this uh, protected inquiry to a clear and definite conclusion at the earliest, so as to pull all speculations to rest. So बहुत सारे ऐसे tweets शशि थरूर ने उस टाइम पे किए. Now let me take you to another one. Why all the medical reports were inconclusive. There were about 3 different reports that had come up. Viscera report से related, post-mortem से related, Everything was so shoddy. It was so crappy. I can't even tell you how much nuisance has happened in this particular case. Uh, the first two reports that had come up, उसके हिसाब से the first report that came, उसके अंदर कहा गया था there was some signs of poison in her body. uh, उनके अंदर कुछ पॉइजन दिया गया जो कि forcibly through the mouth, looked like it was given through the mouth, because there were no signs of like injectable कहीं पर नहीं था. Then the viscera report came in. Viscera report के हिसाब से there was no drug inside the body. तो अगर मुंह के अंदर ड्रग डाला गया या जो भी पॉइजन डाला गया वो कहाँ गया अगर किया गया, and if there was no physical signs of bruises and all that stuff and the fight, then how was that given? It further opined that poisoning was through oral route. However, injectable route cannot be ruled out. तो उन्होंने rule out नहीं किया था, but now let me kind of take you through some of the twists and turns around the medical thing. January 20th, 2014, 4 days or 3 days after Sunanda Pushkar died, Delhi police receives post-mortem report from AIMS. The report says that due to poisoning, the circumstantial evidence is suggesting of alprazolam poisoning. This was the first report कि poisoning से हुई. Second, March 10th को, after almost 2.5 months, receives the viscera analysis report, but in this report, Alfrex content wasn't discovered. So basically, there was no poison as per the viscera analysis. April 4th, another 1 month, autopsy board of AIMS seeks further clarification, samples sent to FSL. About few days, same thing, no Alfrex found. August 28th, AIMS board says Sunanda died due to poisoning, but the identification of the type of poisoning was beyond the capability of this particular team. It could be anything. It could be thallium, polonium, nerium, snakebite, anything. Now, यहाँ पर मैं एक चीज जरूर मेंशन करूंगा. There's a particular media bite by स्वामी जी. स्वामी कहते हैं कि as per the पुलिस को बुक, जो एक गाइडलाइन बुक होती है जिसको फॉलो करना होता है, उसके हिसाब से it really doesn't matter if you're not able to identify what type kind of poison was given to anybody to kill them. Till the time it has been identified that it was some kind of substance abuse substance that was given to kill. uh, so at that point of time, इस तरह की ये जो complications हो रही थी were happening for a certain reason maybe. So we'll continue. We'll definitely talk about it. Now the third opinion from the autopsy board of AIMS rules out natural death and cited poisoning as the cause. Its poisoning was through oral route. So this is what 29th December 2014 go, when it eventually became like a murder and no more a suicide. It was definitely not a natural death and cited poisoning gas. Now, they also took help from the FBI. तो ये एक ऐसा केस है जहां पर obviously FBI को भी involve किया गया. These were sent to FBI labs for further analysis. And as per the FBI report, there were some samples of aprazolam and hydroxychloroquine detected in the samples. So based on what FBI said, there were some kind of samples of that. Now November 6th, look at the amount of time, almost 6 महीने लग गए. November में FBI report on radiochemistry examination says levels of possible contamination were found less than the value specified in IATA. So as per the guidelines, the amount was less. Now, November 16th को Sunanda Pushkar का बेटा Shiv, he writes to BS Basi, okay, please, it's a request, seeks constitution of independent medical board for providing definite opinion on the cause of death, because he is also Look at it, almost 1 year, and they're not even sure as to what is the cause of death. And he's requesting the chief to do it. January, May, which is almost 2 years, Ames Autopsy Board gives the final and fourth opinion, saying cause of death is poisoning by excessive ingestion of this particular medicine. It, however, doesn't rule out possibility of injection, insulin, or any other. Now, insulin, इसके बारे में भी अभी बात करेंगे. New independent board was found in February 29th. तीन कॉलेजेस, तीनों में से डॉक्टर्स को पिक करके दे फॉर्म्ड अ बोर्ड and they ruled out these two, and they wanted to get more information from FBI, and a team was sent to FBI to US to understand what was the kind of. Now based on these findings, it became very evident that it was not something unnatural. It was something odd, and based on the drugs and everything, uh, she was one of Raji's friends of 27 years. Okay, I was not looking at the chats. Okay, so thank you, Raji. Yeah, so looks like based on all these botch ups, based on all these issues, uh, it was very clear that this is not a suicide, it was a murder. Now, let me see if I can show you. Um, I think I have a photograph now. The last thing which I want to talk about, of course, on this, हमने बहुत सारी बातें करी यहाँ पर, कुछ कुछ visuals and कुछ audios. I'm going to play one video as well. But the most important thing, uh, Sunanda Pushkar. Let me open this as well. Some kind of, जब हम बात कर रहे थे, were there any kind of body injuries? क्योंकि अगर ये सुसाइड है, अगर हम उस थ्योरी को लेके चलते हैं, सुसाइड करने में a person will not hit himself or herself. A person will not do anything crazy or stupid to um, you know make it evident that he or she has committed suicide, because there was no suicide note that was found. Obviously there was nothing that could make it or prove it. uh, I'm going to share some pictures here, some visuals, some good pictures, some bad pictures, I would say. uh, Few that maybe I should not be showing, but you know what the hell. Some which might not be good for some of the weaker heart people. So, guys, if you are one of those who don't like to see, any kind of such visuals like a dead body and all, please, this will be an opportunity where you could, move away from the video. Uh, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna show you three or four photographs here. Um these got leaked from um, the room, hotel room. So let me open this first for you. Like I said, guys, some of these you might not be appreciative of. So please, if you want, this would be an opportunity for you to move away from the screen or change the screen. That's my disclaimer to you, please. And these were also part of the, yeah, even when I see them again and again, I also feel a little kind of sad, but this is the truth and nothing but the truth. There you go. So, guys, before if I display these images one more time, this will be your opportunity to move away from the screen if you don't want to see these. All right, here we go. Okay, so this is that hotel room. Um I will maximize this. This is Sunanda Pushkar lying down on the bed. Um, as you can see, she was just. This is one picture. This is the second one. If you see no signs of commotion, everything is fine. Everything is intact. She was lying down. Her slippers are here. I have no idea why, because normally if you go walk towards the bed, you normally will take off your slippers somewhere close to the bed. You don't do that. Uh, and So that was a little kind of odd. Um, yep, very sad to see. And this is the last picture, which I'm going to show. Uh, there were marks on the body. Now, one mark, I downloaded the picture somewhere, but unfortunately, I don't know where that picture went. Uh, there were signs of bite, a human bite on her arms. Uh, so looks like there was some kind of fight or scuffle, uh, and that's what would have happened. Maybe was forced. Maybe she was forced to intake something. I'm gonna show some other pictures as well, which will just to show you, the some of the drama or dramatics, which I call drama, but it could be genuine. But for me, this is all drama of a facade created by a great artist called Sashi Tharoor. And the reason I'm not mincing my words is I feel so sad to see all this. So as you can see, this is them getting married. Um, okay, sorry. Um, this is him sitting next to the son and the dead body. Look at his look. I personally plan to do some kind of study or and all that stuff. I want to start learning to read faces. Look at his, this is Sun, and this is Sashi Tharoor. Uh, this is him sitting in the ambulance, taking her to the for the final rites. There's from another angle. Now look at his face. Anyways, I mean, I don't want to, mean any harm or anything to Shashi Tharoor. Maybe uh, feel sorry for people like Sunanda Pushkar, Sushant Singh Rajput, Jia Khan, Sridevi, who maybe wanted to say something, bring out something, and this is how they end up wrapped in a white cloth, thrown from buildings, killed in a more suspicious way, drugged. I don't know what else. Uh, that was really, really the entire story of Sunanda Pushkar, a lively, happy girl who really wanted to make big, who really was, um who was really, really happy about everything she was about to do. It's just that she wanted to do something good, something right for maybe our country. I don't know, or maybe something. Um, I'll show you. You know, two more. Actually, let me just show you one more picture to show how much for people who were saying or trying to, just as Sushant ke case mein, right? They were trying to malign Sushant. People were trying to even malign Sunanda Pushkar. Let me just show you a visual that shows how much money or how much worth she was. This was based on the information that was available, publicly available. I'm gonna maximize the screen, and you can see for yourself. This is again from the public domain, so not something that I have made up. Uh, these are things which are so. She had cash and deposits of about 7 crore. She had land in Jammu about 12 lakh, out of which 1.65 was still pending as mortgage. 12 apartments in Dubai, 95 crore or 15 crore उसमें से was pending. Jewelry and watches about 6. Antique Shatu shawls were 30 lakh. Antique suit of armor and a sword dating back to the era of human. So if you look at it, someone who was worth more than 100 crore uh, met this kind of end, met this kind of a end. Uh, she was definitely killed. Is again my take on it, my read on it, and that's how I'm gonna kind of say about this particular. I was shocked uh, when I saw a clean chit being given to Shashi Tharoor, and I'll be honest about it. Uh, Things definitely look very shady. Things look very, very botched up. Uh, why did Ghulam Nabi Azad try to force the doctor to change the report? Why did the helper say they were constantly fighting? What about those 6 journalists who Sunanda Pushkar wanted to meet and talk about IPL and expose certain things around IPL? Uh, why did Shashi Tharoor create that kind of a mystery that Sunanda was not well, then move out of the house and move into a hotel? Why did the CCTV and all that stuff kind of got lost? Why did he start saying that she was not well and that's why she can she'll be taking rest in the hotel room while he was busy outside the whole day? If your wife is not well, why was he not with the wife the whole day? Why was he not taking care of her? Why this particular spat on Twitter between Sunanda and Meher happened on the 1 or 2 days prior to uh, her death? Uh, what was she trying to say? Why did those reporters never got anything? One last thing, very surprisingly, Barkha Dutt never spoke about this. She completely kept quiet about this. Now, did she know something about it? Did she get to get more details from Sunanda Pushkar before she died? We don't know yet, and I don't think even we'll know. Um, you know, so those are the things which are very, very surprising and very sad for me to know personally. मैंने बोला था सेशन शुरू होने पे, I um, really did not know much about this case, but looking at all these facts, looking at all these details, I'm still shocked why Shashi Tharoor was given a clean chit. Uh, Things are very clear, very evident. It's just not about money. It was all about something that she wanted to tell us all around the IPL, around the Bollywood, around everything in the background. which never happened, will never happen, I think. Now, same thing मैं relate करता हूँ सुशांत के केस के साथ. सुशांत भी शायद यही करना चाहता था. Uh, Close to meet Home Minister and asked the minister to give her time to meet the Home Minister. She told that everything. अरे यार कुछ भी हो रहा है. Anyways, so we will see that. निपुण एक चीज बोलूंगा. अरे भाई डॉट फिर आ गए आप. नमस्कार. So this is what were the initial findings and an initial investigation जो थोड़ी बहुत मैंने पढ़ी इसके बारे में. There is more to this, and I'm not gonna end this on this note. Like I said, there is a lot other stuff which we will talk about Sunanda Pushkar case. But based on these findings, based on what is available, we did lose someone who was almost on the same lines as Sushant Singh Rajput, and there is definitely some underworld connection or druggy world connection connected to this particular mystery death. Uh, to me, it is a murder. Uh, Sunanda Pushkar ki बहुत close friend and a couple of other family members as well. They came out and said that Sunanda Pushkar, no matter what happens, cannot commit suicide, will not take any kind of drugs. उनके जो रूम में प्लांटिंग की गई थी उन ड्रग के द स्ट्रिप्स द मेडिसिन स्ट्रिप्स उनको फेंका गया था वहां पर. There were two strips of medicine. One entire strip was finished, like उसमें कोई दवाई नहीं थी, और दूसरी में भी there were a couple of medicines in that. So it was very evident that it was all planted. Now, some of the shoddy things done by the police and the investigators, uh, police never bothered to report two major things to the forensic or to the doctors at AIMS. One, that there were broken pieces of glass all over the room and on the bed. Second thing that they did not report was there were some bites, a bite on the arm. There was some physical, almost 6 inch long, punches or red marks on Sunanda Pushkar's body. I will post those pictures when I find them. I was able to, get them. And the third thing, very important and very, very particular, that if something like this happens and if there's a dead body, uh, and you find some urine or something on the bed, then you do report it to the forensic as well as the medical doctors and everybody. Those things were never reported to the agencies. Why were they hidden by the police? And if they saw all that, then why did they come out of that room and the first thing they said was, it looks like a case of suicide? Uh, when you see broken pieces of glasses, when you see bites and the bruises on the skin, on the arm, on the face as well, you cannot say it was a suicide. Same thing happened in Sushant Singh Rajput case. That Aate Sarhi, the first couple of hours, and the thing that they said was Sushant Singh Rajput committed suicide. So I think this is all very fishy. I'm going to take few people today. Already मुझे नहीं पता था कि मैं 1 घंटा will take on this particular session. But yes, Monica, hello. Hello, Guru.
Yes, hi. Hi, Varun. Hi. Okay, I just wanted to ask a couple of things about Meher's angle in this case. So, if
Yeah,
you realize, right, on Jan 15, she makes a tweet. She says, "Okay, what's going on? Who's tweeting me? I had an affair with Shashi, and he's tweeting to me. How does that work? I mean, what does she mean? If someone is having an affair, they can't tweet to you? Is that a Twitter rule? So from there you can already see this girl is filled with shit,
yeah,
And then of course there was all that rumors about her links with the ISI, So that
correct,
is already. I was surprised that they only caught him and like not her. Like she had an equal hand to
correct,
be played, right?
right.
So why
Right.
why was she let off the hook?
Yeah.
That's so weird,
So
you
so
know.
see, that's the thing, right? When I was reading and watching some of the
Mm-hmm.
videos, the way Meher started attacking
Mm-hmm.
and coming out, uh,
Mm-hmm.
starting those initial tweets, and then eventually after her death, after Sunanda's death, the way she
Mm-hmm.
started responding, one thing was clear: she was definitely someone who was outside of the country. So yes, she was
Right.
maybe not directly involved, but yes, indirectly she was involved. She
Mm-hmm.
was pulled into a lot of these controversies, some of the reports, some of the investigation. She was also investigated. It's not that she was not.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a couple of things that happened around her at that point of time. But
Mm-hmm.
eventually, based on the statements that were released by Sashi Tharoor and supposedly Sunanda as well, and I believe maybe that was also made up. It was something
Yeah,
that
I'm very sure.
was forced
Because
to.
this girl, she's had a big hand, and it seems like they're all about, they are just focusing on his angle and not her hand in the game. So she had a big game. I mean, she had a fight with Sunanda just two days back, and within 2 days, she gets killed. I mean,
Yeah,
this is a big thing. It's a very big thing,
absolutely.
you
And
know?
everything
Yeah,
was fishy, right? I mean, end of the day,
yeah.
uh, if you look at it, January again, you could paint your house anytime. That's
Hmm.
not a personal
Big
thing.
deal. Yeah, yeah.
It's not a big deal, right? But
Yeah.
if you're getting your house painted and you're
Mhm.
renting two rooms, first of all, why do you need two rooms? If you're just husband
Exactly.
wife, why would you rent two
Yeah,
rooms?
you're a couple. You just stay in one room, you know?
Exactly, and
Yeah,
that too suites, right? I mean, consider this is not
yeah,
a room. This is not like
yeah.
a single room you enter and you have a bed and a bathroom. No,
Correct.
it is a suite.
And the servant who had come in, he said
Yeah,
कि ये लोग सारे रात झगड़ा किया, means whole night they were fighting. So means there was something there. There was something that she found out, and she wanted to do this press meet, and he was not happy about it, and he may have spoken to Meher about it, and then they both may have decided, okay, you know what, we tried to convince her, but she's not listening to us, so let's just finish her off, and yeah, and that's the easiest way out.
exactly. No, so that's why I'm right. This is the point that I
Yeah.
started off with, and I will definitely stick to this.
Hmm.
जैसे लोग सुशांत के केस में they are trying to force it as a suicide,
Yes.
or as maybe maximum abatement to suicide. I am very
Hmm.
clear that it's a murder. People have literally killed. It's a cold
How
blooded.
can all these cases be a suicide? All
Huh,
of them, so many of Sushant's friends died. You mean to say they all planned it like, okay, you suicide on 20, I will go on 21, and then you go on 25th. Come on, we are not too stupid,
correct,
please.
correct.
Yeah,
So,
it's
so
ridiculous.
right, exactly. So that's what this was very, very clear. And yes, Jesse RS, you're also saying seven-star hotel and no CCTV. That doesn't make up. Of course, it doesn't make sense because I'll tell
Exactly.
you. Another assumption I'm gonna say. The reason why they booked two rooms was
Mhm.
based on what kind of location of those two rooms were, what kind of traffic
Mm.
was being coming towards those rooms, and to
Okay.
confuse people as well. That
Mm.
maybe Sashi Tharoor or the wife is in some other room and they are fighting in some other room and all that stuff. So it was all like
Mm.
a drama, or some kind of
Yeah,
thing for
to
which it
confuse
was.
people. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Gosh,
So,
but
so
my
that's
heart
why.
goes out to her. It's been so many years, and in the end, you see, he's still off and free. Oh God,
Yeah,
it makes me sick to my stomach, man.
correct. So, yep, Sunanda murder is
Yep,
an example of how corrupt politicians. So, thank you. I see,
yep.
Rahul. I think I've taken you earlier as well, so I'm going to take you. Hey, Rahul.
Hi, Varun. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Okay, so I had some different points of view,
Sure.
regarding this case. I mean, firstly, I think we need to understand. I think Monica and a lot of other people were saying that hotel didn't have a CCTV footage. So yes, they don't have hotels anywhere in the world. They don't have CCTV footage of the rooms. It's breach of privacy for the in-house residents.
No, no, no. Let me cut you here. When you say CCTV doesn't mean inside the room, hotel room.
Yeah,
It
It's
yeah.
not
means
So
inside the
outside.
room. Yeah,
yeah, so
yeah.
the CCTV footage outside the room, I mean the alley. Okay, so there is a CCTV footage, of course, and the CCTV footage was retrieved. And I mean, see, it's not easy. I mean, especially in a 5-star hotel, and this is a 7-star hotel. Anyone can just walk in and murder anyone and all that. This is not one of those, this small motels and all in one of those highways. So this is in the center of the city. I mean, I don't know how many people know, but Leela Palace is situated right in the heart, very close to the diplomatic area in New Delhi. So I think the CCTV footage didn't show anyone coming in, except for a few stewards who came in to probably serve tea or coffee and all that. I think she was living in a suite, so that room number was actually a private suite which they were staying in. So there was no evidence per se as per who went in. And at that point of time, the CCTV footage also showed that Shashi Tharoor during that time was not present in the hotel, and he was there in some CWC meeting somewhere, Delhi or Jaipur, I'm not sure. But there was no evidence per
I,
se that somebody entered, any
no, no. I
suspicious
will.
people entered.
I will correct you here a little bit. And this is
Please
based
do.
on, yeah, this is based on the facts that are available in the public domain. And I would encourage you also to see, and everybody
Yeah.
else, don't take the word just because I'm saying something or somebody in the chat is saying. So what was said at that point of time, and this is, I think, even documented, right after Sunanda, entered the hotel,
Yeah.
the CCTV footage was stopped or lost, or there is no CCTV footage available post Sunanda Pushkar's entry. That was available in the public domain. This is the information I'm saying.
But are you
So
sure? Because
yes,
this is like I said, Varun, these are not hotels, motels by the highways. This is a
yeah,
very well reputed hotel, 7-star hotel. Leela is a very well known property across India. So
I know, boss.
I don't think so that they would have switched off the CCTV
Okay,
footage
yeah. Let me
purposely.
show you something. Let me show you.
Yeah, yeah,
Actually,
please
this
do,
is
please do.
this is Republic TV. Even though I will also be able to maybe show you some news reports and all that stuff. This is Republic TV handle, official Republic. Okay, let me
Hmm.
just zoom it a little bit. And here it is, 27 CCTV footage of the hotel stops minutes after Sunanda Pushkar walks in, live on Republic TV. So they did kind of, and I can easily find out, some articles as well.
No,
But
but again, Varun. I mean, sorry. I'm just having. Was it established by the Delhi police or the investigating authorities? It doesn't matter what any media house says. Okay, it doesn't matter what any media house says. Has these been verified and authenticated that yes, the CCTV footage was stopped?
right, and I
A
will
lot
show
of
you
a
that
lot
as
of
well.
media houses said a lot of things, so
No,
that
no, no,
doesn't
no, no,
mean
no.
that that's the
See, at
That's
this
alpha
not
and
point
the.
in
omega.
time, like we can only assume that because we don't have actual proof, but this is based on hunch or guesses, that this could have happened,
It
It doesn't mean like we
could
don't
have
have a
happened. Yes,
concrete
Monica,
proof. Yeah,
but
yeah.
Monica, it was proven in the court. See, I'm not defending anybody and all that. What I'm
Hmm.
just saying is that,
Yeah, yeah,
see,
sure.
in the Indian judiciary system, okay,
Mm-hmm.
hunches and aspersions don't work. Okay, so the case went on for a long time, and in fact, in 2015 January, the then Delhi commissioner had said and filed a charge sheet for murder. But I think after 3 years of investigation, the charge sheet was changed, and I think Sashi Tharoor was implicated for abetment, and also there were certain charges of domestic abuse on that. Okay, so the question is that means for 3 years that investigation by the Delhi police, and I don't think this was investigated by the CBI. I think it was investigated by the CID. Okay, they did their due diligence, I would say, and then perhaps they filed a charge sheet, for abetment of suicide. Yes, I mean, of course, this has been a very controversial case, but again, I would say if the proper case it was tried in the court, and if it is proven and the judgment is given in the court, so I mean, what will you make out of it? Yes, you may criticize the judgment, but at the same time, this is from one of the highest authorities. May not be from the High Court or the Supreme Court, but it's
But you
from one
see,
of
if
the
you go
high
by
courts.
that route, and then the same can be said about Sushant's case, right? Like even his case, there was a lot of evidence that were like the whole house was repainted and stuff, but we
Hmm.
still push it, knowing that we know, right? Like of your heart. But I get what you are saying too. That we don't have an actual proof, but
Yeah, I
we
mean,
know
all
we
I'm
get
trying to
a
say
hunch,
is
right? We
that,
know that, yeah.
I mean, when you said that
Yeah.
ISI did it now, I mean, I'm
Mhm,
just saying, one
mhm.
one ISI agent can't just walk inside a five-star hotel and bump off somebody and
No, no,
all
no.
that.
Who said
But
ISI
It,
agent
no,
it
did that?
no,
no, no, I'm just
no.
saying. I
That
mean, there
anger.
were a lot of
Okay.
aspersions that the ISI was behind this
Are you
murder.
talking about Meher now,
Yeah, I mean,
the
yeah, because a
journalist,
lot of
right?
people said
Yeah.
that she was a planted ISI agent,
Hmm.
and maybe, and it was obviously it was very suspicious that how come after
Yeah.
2 days that she
Yeah.
was,
Just within 2 days, she's speaking,
yeah,
and
but
that's it. She's gone.
yes, but like in a hotel, in a
Mm-hmm.
hotel like a Leela, okay, which has,
Mm-hmm.
it's a very big hotel, so I don't think they will have that kind of security lab that anyone can go walk in inside a suite and kill somebody and there is no footage out of it. I
Yeah.
think all
Well,
that
I guess.
So
was investigated and proven.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let me
See, there are
let
a
me
lot of ifs and buts. I'll give you an example of like, Monica. You stay in the U.S., right? Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so even the Kennedy assassination is still a mystery, right? Nobody
Yes.
knows what
Oh,
happened
now
about it,
tell me
right?
about it. Yeah.
Nobody knows about it. Okay, so
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, and I think nobody was charged. I mean, nobody was charged
Mm-hmm.
and all that. I mean, the guy who killed, Oswald himself was shot down by a pub owner. So nothing was
Mm-hmm.
proven. In this case also, I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
even there, I mean, everywhere the judicial system is the same. Even when Derek Chauvin also was
Mm-hmm.
implicated for the murder of, I mean, there was a proper trial
Mm-hmm.
which happened, and then he was convicted, I think, for 22 years or something. So I
Mm-hmm.
think, the court will always go by proofs and evidences, and in this case, I feel there
Unfortunately,
isn't
it's
anything
very
to
unfortunate,
implicate.
but yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't any, and it has happened. It just not happened now. It has happened a lot. I mean, there's been a lot of cases where, like this has happened, and there's been no proof. Now the thing
Yeah.
is that, shall we oppose the judicial system? Shall we trust it? I mean, that's the question.
so let me
I think
just
we don't need to oppose it, but we can ask them to, maybe
okay.
have a second
Monica, one
look
second, one
and,
second. Let me
oh,
let me
sorry.
add some insights here.
You
Okay,
wanna?
let me add some.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
Even
sorry.
though I appreciate Rahul, you bringing up some of the valid points as well. But let me just add few things. I'm sure if you following Sunanda Pushkar's case, then you must have also read or heard about Sridevi case. Now, Sridevi case, she was found dead in the one of the finest hotels in Dubai, Jumeirah. Uh, would they have those lapses like no CCTV and all that? I don't expect them, even though it is a 5 star, but still, Jumeirah is one of the finest hotels of around the world. But
Right.
still, those things or those lapses happened around Sridevi as well. Why does it always happen in this way that whenever a celebrity or whenever a powerful or influential person is killed, I'll still say the word killed, these things go missing. Uh, Sridevi, out of all the places, went to Dubai, and that's where she got, whatever happened. Why did Sunanda Pushkar just for 2 days went to a hotel? And of course, I'm not saying you have to find everything fishy around every single murder or death or anything. There could be some conspiracies as well, but at the same time, ये सब चीजें हुई हैं, सामने हुई हैं. नाउ आई एम नॉट रेडी टू बाय द लॉजिक दैट के जुडिशरी ने जो जस्टिफिकेशन जो भी जस्टिफिकेशन दे के एविडेंसेस दे के दे गिवन अ क्लीन चिट डजंट मीन दैट आई हैव टू अग्री 100%. Yes, as a law abiding citizen I will agree with the judgment, but then there is a personal अपनी एक judgment होती है. uh,
Yeah.
let me give you a very basic and a very idiotic example. Did Salman Khan kill the black buck?
That's a
People
perfect example.
people don't want to believe
Yeah.
that वो किसी की
Yeah.
गन थी, कहीं से हुआ and all that stuff. Did
Yeah.
Salman Khan kill those people or ride his car on those people?
Yeah.
What
See,
would
like
your
people
take on
knew
that?
about it, right? But they just didn't find the proofs. So
चलो और भी अगर मैं एक और एग्जांपल देता हूँ. संजय दत्त, what was Sanjay Dutt doing with all the bomb blasts and all that stuff?
mm,
As someone who helped or whatever he did, uh, can we give him a clean sheet? People have still given him clean sheet. I would still say movies dekhte
mhm,
hain and all that stuff. But if you are a nationalist, if you love your country, can you forgive anybody who has done certain things which are against your country, and you'll still kind of support them? I would not. But that's
No.
the same thing I'm gonna relate to this particular case, that Sunanda Pushkar definitely wanted to do certain things. Yes, बहुत हमारे साथ एडवोकेट भी कनेक्ट होते हैं, बहुत सारे हमारे साथ लीगल जो जो एडवाइस भी हमें दे सकते हैं. उन्होंने भी
mhm,
कई बार बताया, इट्स नॉट अबाउट द एविडेंसेस, इट्स नॉट अबाउट दीज एविडेंसेस व्हिच आर शोन इन द कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ, इट्स अबाउट हाउ दे आर प्रेजेंटेड इन द कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ. इस
mhm.
वजह से ओ वाओ व्हाट अ टाइमिंग. I have Sharan ji as well. Let me just
Oh
take him
wow.
and uh, Jai Shri
Namaste,
Ram, Sharan ji.
Charanji.
नमस्ते, जय श्री राम, नमस्कार वरुण
बहुत
भाई,
टाइम पे एंट्री
मोनिका
मारी
जी,
आपने.
राहुल भाई, सबको नमस्कार।
हाँ जी.
Namaskar, namaskar.
Namaskar.
तो
बहुत
हाँ जी शरण जी,
हाँ बोलिए।
आपने ये सुनंदा पुष्कर का केस के बारे में अगर आप आपकी आपकी खुद की इंसाइट्स में भी क्वेश्चन तो हम पूछ ही लेते हैं, पर आपकी पूरी अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर केस एंड व्हाट वुड यू लाइक टू से अराउंड दिस?
अभी मैं क्या बोल रहा, अभी सारी चीजें है ना, ऐसा बोला जाता है कि कभी कभी मजाक में लॉज, एक्ट्स, लॉज ऑल आर मेड जस्ट टू implement, just to follow by the common people, not by the powerful people who are strong in money power, muscle power. Okay, कानून वही लोग बनाते हैं जो मजबूत है. कोई फार्मर या कोई बिल्डिंग बिल्डिंग में जो रोज मजदूरी काम डेली वेजेस में काम करने वाला, सब्जी बेचने वाला तो कानून नहीं बनाता ना, है कि नहीं है? तो कहने का ये तात्पर्य है कि पिछले कुछ साल में अवेयरनेस आप लोगों को पता चला है कि हमें तो मालूम है पहले से कि कैसे कानून को तोड़ा मरोड़ा जाता है अपने कन्वीनियंट के हिसाब से. पर्टिकुलरली ये केस में या और भी जो हाई प्रोफाइल केसेस में हैं, सारी चीजें जहां जहां तक कन्विक्शन की ओर ले जाता है रास्ता, वो सारे रास्ते बंद किया जाता है, सारे रास्ते. इसीलिए कानून अंधा होता है बोलते हैं ना कभी कभी. तो उस हिसाब से ये भी एक देखिए ना, रिपब्लिक ने भी शुरू किया, बाद में इससे पहले भी हुआ. सारा केसेस में ये भी एक उदाहरण है कि कानून को कैसा किस तरीके से आप लोगों के सामने परोसा जाता है. आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते हो, आप वो धृतराष्ट्र की तरह आंख पे पट्टी बांध के बैठे रहोगे या दुकानदारी की तरह. तो वैसा ही एक केस का एक लाइन में अगर बोलना है तो, है कि नहीं है? एक लाइन में मैं इस आधार पे ऐसे जनरली नए वर्ड यूज कर रहा हूँ. जो भी इन्वेस्टिगेशन एजेंसीज है, पहले 302 लगाया, फिर बाद में बोला 306 है, फिर उसके बाद में 398A, 498A क्रुएल्टी का लगाया. फिर चार्जशीट फाइल करते वक्त भी इन्वेस्टिगेशन, मैंने दुनिया में ऐसा कोई इन्वेस्टिगेशन एजेंसी नहीं देखा इतने 20-21 साल का करियर में कि आप इस पे ट्रायल 302 या 306 के हिसाब से चलाओ। जो ये मीडिया में आया उस हिसाब से मैं बात कर रहा हूँ, पूरा चार्जशीट तो मैंने पढ़ा नहीं है। तो यानी कि वो बोलते हैं कि 302 या 306 के हिसाब से चलाओ। अरे 306 एक भी उन्होंने प्रॉपर तरीके से बताया नहीं है। फिर कोर्ट ने इसको 306 के हिसाब से चलाया, तो कोर्ट ने ये बोला कि जो इंसिडेंट हुआ है वो इंसिडेंट अफेयर के इन्होंने मोटिव उधर दिखाया है। वो अफेयर हो या और भी कोई भी उसका जो डिप्रेशन हो या और भी जो भी थेरी जिन लोगों ने पुटअप है वो लिंकअप नहीं हुआ, उसको कनेक्ट नहीं हुआ, ऐसा ये ग्राउंड पे उन्होंने डिस्चार्ज किया। डिस्चार्ज तो पॉइजन का क्या हो गया, 302 का क्या हो गया, फिर बाकी के जितने भी एविडेंसेस है, बाकी के जितने भी सोशल मीडिया में है, जितने भी डॉक्यूमेंट्री एविडेंस है, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक एविडेंस है, सारी चीजें 7 साल लगता है आपको। एक हाई सेंसिटिव एक सेशन ट्राइबल मैटर में आपको 7 ईयर्स लगते हैं, 7-8 ईयर लगते हैं उसका डिस्चार्ज करने के लिए। चार्ज रखना या डिस्चार्ज करना ये तो 6 महीने का या ऑलमोस्ट उसी का काम रहता है। मान लो इन्वेस्टिगेशन में आपने काफी समय लिया, चार्जशीट के बाद तुरंत काम रहता है ये हाई प्रोफाइल केसेस में। तो चार्ज और डिस्चार्ज का एक प्रोसीजर ऐसा रहता है, चार्ज रखने के बाद सारे एक्यूज्ड को बुला के कोर्ट पूछता है तो ये जितने आपके ऊपर आरोप रखे हैं सेक्शन ये इस सेक्शंस के अंदर में, आपको आर यू एग्री फॉर दीज थिंग्स, ओके। तो अगर यस बोला तो उनको तुरंत तो कस्टडी में लेके कन्विक्शन सुना जाएगा, जेल भेजा जाएगा। नहीं तो यस नहीं बोला तो उनको ट्रायल शुरू हो जाएगा। तो यहाँ उन्होंने क्या किया, एक पिटिशन फाइल किया डिस्चार्ज के लिए। तो डिस्चार्ज का मतलब है प्राइमा पेशी 0% केस है मेरे अगेंस्ट में, इसको डिस्चार्ज करो, यानी कि आप चार्ज ही मत रखो, फिर उसके ऊपर आर्गुमेंट होगा, है कि नहीं है। फिर 0% सरकारी वकील का कहना था कि एब्सोल्यूट एविडेंस जहां है तो वहां आप डिस्चार्ज नहीं दे सकते हो। अरे एब्सोल्यूट एविडेंस हो या 1% हो या 0.1% हो, ये तो ट्रायल में देखेगा देखेगा ना। या कोर्ट जीरो पहले डे में ही, जैसे सुसाइड 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 बोल के सुशांत का केस से लेके यहाँ भी बोला गया, वैसा कोर्ट भी ऐसा शुरू कर दिया। पहले दिन में ये चार्ज डिस्चार्ज चार्ज डिस्चार्ज खेलना शुरू हो गया। कहने का ये तात्पर्य ट्रायल करो, फिर इसमें कन्विक्शन करो या एक्विटल करो, ट्रायल तो होने दो, फेयर ट्रायल। एलिगेशंस लगा, इतना संगीन सेक्शंस लगे हैं, 302 आप लगाओ या 306 लगाओ, बाकी सारा इन्वेस्टिगेशन जितने भी है एविडेंशियरी वैल्यू देखो। पहले आपको लगा कि वहां सीसीटीवी फुटेज नहीं है, बड़े होटल में, इतना बड़ा होटल में सीसीटीवी, आपको मालूम है कि ये आप अगर रिसर्च किया तो पता चलता है कि ये एक नया ट्रेंड आ गया आजकल, बड़े बड़े होटल पकड़ना, उनके साथ सेटिंग करना, वहां सीसीटीवी कैमराज जामर लगा के वो जाम कर देना उस पर्टिकुलर पीरियड पे, फिर बाद में नंगा नाच करना, फिर बाद में बोलना वो हुआ नहीं है, ये हमने तो बंद नहीं किया, ये हुआ नहीं है। इतना हाईली सोफिस्टिकेटेड ये तो छोटे मोटे होटल में होता नहीं है। छोटे मोटे होटल में तो पता भी नहीं चलता क्या हुआ क्या नहीं हुआ। इसीलिए वो सारा है ना, ये मौत का कुआं बोलते हैं ना, एक चक्र हो चक्र हो। मैं बोलता हूँ ना हमेशा अभिमन्यु अभिमन्यु, सबको जितने जितने लोग इंक्लूडिंग दिस केस, जितने भी लोगों का पिछले कई साल में जो अननेचुरल डेथ हाई प्रोफाइल केसेस में, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट हाई प्रोफाइल केसेस पर्टिकुलरली, उस केसेस में जहां पॉलिटिशियन का नाम आता है, जहां सिनेमा इंडस्ट्री का नाम आता है, जहां अंडरवर्ल्ड का नाम आता है, कहीं ना कहीं मीडिया वाले आम लोग जो रिसर्च कर करके पुटअप करते हैं, ये सारे केसेस है ना शक के दायरे में है। सारे केसेस एक चक्रव्यूह बना के इन सारे केसेस में जितने भी विक्टिम्स है उनको अभिमन्यु बनाया गया है। ये मेरा एक क्लियर कट वन लाइन सेंटेंस में एक मेरा ओपिनियन है।
Right.
शरण जी सॉरी, बट ऐसे केसेस में जहां हम एविडेंस मिटाए गए, राइट, सो हम इंडियन कोर्ट क्या कहता है इसके बारे में कि जहाँ पे दे हैव डिस्ट्रॉयड इट, राइट, तो इसके लिए कोई पनिशमेंट है इफ दे आर कॉट और वी कैन
7 साल
प्रूव?
तक 7 साल का पनिशमेंट है। 7 साल
5
का।
साल
201 सेक्शन लगाओ उनके ऊपर। 201
201 अच्छा
आईपीसी लगता है, 7 साल तक सजा लगता है। फिर बाद में वो सारी चीजें आ गए तो वो जो मेन सेक्शन है उस हिसाब से भी कन्विक्शन हो सकता है उनको।
अच्छा
अगर डिस्ट्रॉय किया तो वो लिंक जितना डिस्ट्रक्शन हो गया है कि नहीं है, वो डिस्ट्रक्शन जितना हो गया वो भी लिंक है ना, ये डिस्ट्रक्शन किया उसका जो ओरल एविडेंस ले लो उसका, वहां वो कनेक्ट हो जाता है। अगर मान लो शरण ने,
अच्छा
हाँ शरण ने इसमें कोई एविडेंस डिस्ट्रॉय किया या शरण का 10-20 लोग डिस्ट्रॉय किया, वो लिंक नहीं है ये ड्रामा करने लगा, तो शरण को बहुत सारे तरीके रहते हैं शरण के मुंह से वो उगलवाने के लिए। फिर शरण वो कनेक्ट करके देगा आपको, शरण वो अपने आप कनेक्ट करके देगा, ये देखो ये ऐसा हो गया, मैंने ऐसा 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 किया, इन्होंने बोला है सारी चीजें। फिर वो जितना भी वो फटा हुआ है ना लिंक, जो भी कटा हुआ लिंक है वो कनेक्ट हो जाएगा। ये वेल्डिंग जैसा रहता है वो, सोल्डरिंग
अच्छा
सोल्डरिंग
अच्छा
जैसा। तो इसीलिए
ओके
सर्कमस्टेंशियल एविडेंस के केसेस में यही तो है खूबी। सर्कमस्टेंशियल एविडेंस को जहां डिस्ट्रॉय हुआ है तो उसको कनेक्ट करते हैं, कोई ओरल एविडेंस से कनेक्ट करते हैं। कोर्ट फिर भी
कनेक्ट द
कोर्ट भी
डॉट्स
पैचअप
हाँ
करता है, कोर्ट भी पैचअप
अच्छा
करता है, कोर्ट भी इंटरप्रेट करता है। कोर्ट बोलता है ऐसा अगर हुआ है तो इन्होंने किया होगा। ये सारे इस हिसाब से
अच्छा
लगा लगा के आरुषि का उदाहरण ले लो ना, आरुषि का उदाहरण ले लो, सिस्टर अभया का उदाहरण ले लो। 4-4 बार सीबीआई ने क्लोजिंग रिपोर्ट दे दिया, ये भी यहाँ भी 2-2 बार क्लोजिंग रिपोर्ट दिया। कन्विक्शन लाइफ इम्प्रिजनमेंट है वो दोनों केस में, लाइफ इम्प्रिजनमेंट।
ओके थैंक यू
Got it.
थैंक यू शरण जी
All right. So, शरण जी, एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन जो मैं इस केस से अब पूछूंगा, अभी शशि थरूर तो चलो उनको तो क्लीन चिट मिल गई है, एज पर द रिपोर्ट, बट इवेंचुअली अब इस केस को आप किस तरफ जाते हो देख रहे हैं? आई मीन हु इवेंचुअली किल्ड, क्या अब ये केस क्लोज हो गया है कि इट वाज डेफिनेटली सुसाइड, या अभी इसके अंदर अगर किसी को के ऊपर आप फिंगर पॉइंटिंग, क्योंकि इसके अंदर 302 था, तो अब ये क्या होगा इसका? व्हाट इज द नेक्स्ट स्टेप और फ्यूचर फॉर दिस?
ये इसको आगे का जो ऊपर का कोर्ट में दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट को या दिल्ली पुलिस को अपील करना चाहिए हायर कोर्ट में।
Okay.
अपील करने के बाद उनका जो पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है वो प्रॉपर तरीके से रखना चाहिए। आप अगर पॉइजन, उनका बॉडी में पॉइजन है, सस्पिशियस सर्कमस्टेंसेस है, ये सारी चीजें हैं, तो आप उसको उसी हिसाब से बोलो कि 302 के हिसाब से। अगर नीचे एक वो कोर्ट सब जगह पूछा जाएगा अपील में, तो नीचे का सारी चीजें आएंगे, ऊपर आपने यहाँ वो स्टैंड लिया, ऊपर ऐसा स्टैंड ले रहे हो, ये सारी चीजें आएंगे। फिर भी उनको जो भी गलतियां उनका हुआ है प्रॉपर तरीके से अगर उन्होंने रखा नहीं है, तो हायर कोर्ट में जो नीचे का अदालत जो भी कंसीडर नहीं किया, तो वो हायर कोर्ट में अपील कर सकते हैं। अपील करने के बाद हायर कोर्ट इनको डायरेक्शन दे सकता है, रीट्रायल करो, दोबारा रीट्रायल करो, है कि नहीं है? तो दोबारा इसको कंसीडर करके ओपन करने के लिए कोर्ट डायरेक्शन दे सकता है। उसको प्राइमा फेसिली आपको दिखाना पड़ेगा, जो जो हम लोगों ने बोला ना, ये सीसीटीवी ये ऐसा हो गया, फिर बाद में इसमें पॉइजन था, इनका रिपोर्ट आ गया था, उनका ये स्टेटमेंट था, ये सर्कमस्टेंशियल है, ये ट्वीट है, ये एविडेंस है। उसमें अगर थोड़ा 5% भी अगर आपने कोर्ट को अगर दिखाया, उनको लगा अपेरेंटली, तो कोर्ट दोबारा इनको डायरेक्शन देगा फ्रेश हियरिंग के लिए।
नहीं, एब्सोल्युटली, शरण जी, आई मीन इसके अंदर जैसे मैं लोगों के चैट भी देख पा रहा हूँ, कल मैं देख रहा था सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी ने भी एक लेटर भेजी है टू द दिल्ली पुलिस कि आप इसके ऊपर नेक्स्ट क्या कर रहे हैं। आई थिंक ही इज डेफिनेटली फॉलोइंग अप, बट इट इज़ वेरी डिस्करेजिंग। अगर मैं, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, अगर मैं एक कॉमन मैन की तरह देखूं, जैसे मैंने आज इस सेशन के अंदर, जब मैं इस सेशन के लिए भी थोड़ा रिसर्च कर रहा था और चीज़ें पढ़ रहा था, देख रहा था, इनको जो भी एविडेंसेस कह लें, सर्कमस्टेंशियल एविडेंस कह लें, या इसको सुपरफिशियल एविडेंस कह लें, या जो भी एविडेंसेस कह लें, या डेटा जो अवेलेबल है पब्लिक डोमेन में, बेस्ड ऑन दैट ही कोई अगर सुसाइड करने जा रहा है, लेके चलते हैं पहले अगर सुसाइड का, तो पहले सुसाइड करने के पहले मैं अपने आप को बाइट नहीं करूंगा, एंड मैं अपने मुंह पे या इधर उधर कहीं मारूंगा नहीं। तो वो सारे जो इंजरी मार्क्स हैं, ऑल दैट स्टफ, अगर दवाई खा के ही किसी ने सुसाइड करना है, आई थिंक, अगेन आई डोंट नो, आई एम नॉट अ डॉक्टर, बट अगर दवाई खा के ही किसी ने मरना है तो वो तो इट्स अ वेरी क्वाइट, वेरी सटल, वेरी इजी डेथ। कि अगर ओवरडोज ऑफ ड्रग है तो वो तो ड्रग खाओ और सो जाओ या लेट जाओ एंड यू विल काइंड ऑफ डाई। बट जिस तरह की चीजें दिखी हैं इस पूरे केस में, इट वाज वेरी क्लियर दैट इट इज नॉट सुसाइड। बट फिर भी पुलिस हो गया, एजेंसीज हो गई, इवन कोर्ट में आप ही ने शायद ये स्टेटमेंट दी थी, मैं इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, के इट्स नॉट अबाउट द एविडेंसेस, इट इज अबाउट हाउ दे आर प्रेजेंटेड, कि एविडेंसेस को किस तरह से प्रेजेंट किया जाता है। और यहाँ पर भी वही कुछ हुआ है कि इतने सारे एविडेंसेस, चाहे वो ट्वीट्स हों, चाहे वो मैसेजेस हों, वो जो हेल्पर था उनके घर का, जो सर्वेंट था, उसके स्टेटमेंट में भी उसने कहा कि दे वर फाइटिंग। सीसीटीवी की जो इनिशियल फुटेज जो मिली थी, जब तक शी एंटर्ड द होटल, उसमें भी दिखाया गया था, या लिखा हुआ मैंने पढ़ा था कि when she entered, जब जब सुनंदा पुष्कर entered the hotel, she was crying, literally crying, and that's how they also captured that. तो इतने सारे ये evidences नहीं है तो फिर I don't know, I mean, how to kind of even hold anyone accountable. अब अगर मैं कहना नहीं चाहता, बट अगेन आई विल काइंड ऑफ रिलेटेड, अब सुशांत के केस में अगर देखा जाए, यहाँ पर भी इतने सारे जो एविडेंसेस सपोजिडली सब वाइप ऑफ किए गए, वॉच अप किए गए, वी आर काइंड ऑफ इन अ वे इनडायरेक्टली हेडिंग टुवर्ड्स द सेम काइंड ऑफ कंक्लूजन, इज व्हाट आई फील। लोगों को बेवकूफ बनाया जा रहा है, लोगों को सामने और जिस तरह से यहाँ तो शायद साल या 2 साल के लिए होटल रूम को लॉक किया गया था, सुशांत का घर तो 1 हफ्ते बाद ही वहां तो पिकनिक बन रही है, वहां तो लोग ऐसे आ रहे हैं, वाइट वॉश हो गया। तो ये सब चीजें डेफिनेटली आर वेरी डिस्करेजिंग, इज ऑल आई वांट टू से। योर थॉट्स, योर कमेंट।
नहीं, आई एग्री विथ यू फुल्ली 100%। इंफॉर्मेशन और एविडेंस, प्राइमरी और सेकेंडरी, ये सारी चीजें जब आता है, इंफॉर्मेशन जब मिलता है इन्वेस्टिगेशन एजेंसीज को, उस इंफॉर्मेशन के आधार पे इन्वेस्टिगेशन इकट्ठा करना उनका काम है, सॉरी एविडेंस इकट्ठा करना, और वो कोर्ट के सामने पेश करना। और कोर्ट का काम है उसको सही तरीके से केस जो प्रोसिक्यूशन पुटअप करता है, उसका जो सपोर्टिव चीजें हैं उसको लेके, उसका इंटरप्रेट करके, और भी एडिशनल एविडेंसेस, और भी ओरल हो, डॉक्यूमेंट्री हो, उसको लेके वो एक अपना एक जजमेंट पास करे, है कि नहीं? ये तो मिस कैरेज ऑफ जस्टिस हो गया, है कि नहीं है? शुरू में ही इतना हाई प्रोफाइल केसेस में 7-7, 8-8 साल, 10-10, 20-20 साल लेके समय आप खर्चा करके आप बोलते हो डिस्चार्ज कर देते हो। डिस्चार्ज का मतलब है, अरे ट्रायल ट्रायल भी नसीब होगा नहीं होगा क्या उनको वो केस में, है कि नहीं है? मीन्स जिनका सस्पिशियस तरीके से मृत्यु हो जाता है, यहाँ डॉक्टर एक बार बोलता है मर्डर है, एक बार बोलता है सुसाइड है। डॉक्टर का खुद का भी कॉन्ट्रेडिक्टरी स्टेटमेंट इनका यहाँ आया है, अगर सोशल मीडिया या मीडिया के हिसाब से गया तो। पुलिस भी बोलता है श्योर नहीं है, 302 लगाओ या 306 लगाओ, वो भी श्योर नहीं है। पुलिस, डॉक्टर और ये सारा प्रोसिक्यूशन का जो भी गैंग है, यही श्योर नहीं है, तो फिर कोर्ट का काम है, कोर्ट का काम है उसको श्योरिटी में लाना। वो चित्रा का केस हो, श्रीदेवी का केस हो, सुनंदा जी का केस हो, और भी जितने भी केसेस हुए हैं हाई प्रोफाइल, ये बड़े बड़े होटल में हुए हैं। बड़े बड़े होटल में, बहुत बड़े बड़े होटल में आप क्या उसको चक्रव्यूह में लेके आ रहे हो क्या? चक्रव्यूह में लेके आके उसको फिर वहां आप उसको अपने हिसाब से उसको एक मौत के कुएं में ढकलने का कोशिश हो रहा है क्या? तो इसका मतलब है तो सारे लोग शक के घेरे में है, सारे लोग, होटल का लोग भी शक के घेरे में आ सकता है, होटल का मैनेजमेंट और भी उनका जो रिलेटेड लोग है। तो इसका मतलब है एक छोटा सा अगर ट्रैफिक सिग्नल में भी अगर कोई सिग्नल तोड़ा तो आप इतना ऑनेस्टी दिखा के राजा हरिश्चंद्र बन के वहां ऑनेस्टी दिखाते रहते हो, चलन काटना ही काटना है इसका। तो इतना हाई प्रोफाइल केसेस में इनका जो बॉस लोग हैं, जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन एजेंसीज हैं, उनका ऑनेस्टी कहाँ जाता है वो समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि नहीं? डंडा पीटते हो प्रोटेस्ट करने वालों के ऊपर, उल्टा सीधा सेक्शन लगाते हो, यहाँ इतने बड़े केसेस में आपके सेक्शंस गायब होना शुरू हो जाते हैं, गायब ही होते हो, तो इसका मतलब क्या समझे? तो ये तो बहुत ही अनफॉर्चुनेट है। तो इसको कौन सा कितना भी शब्द में निंदा किया तो भी कम है। तो अभी मैं क्या बोलूँ इसको?
एब्सोल्युटली, आई थिंक आज मैं इसी पे इस सेशन को भी एंड करूंगा, क्योंकि यहाँ पर वो जो एक आईएसआई या पाकिस्तानी रिपोर्टर की एक एंगल जो है, उसके बारे में भी डेफिनेटली आई एम गोना डू अ लिटिल बिट मोर रिसर्च। बट जहाँ तक मेरी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है इस केस की अब तक, एंड इट मस्ट बी, I'm really at like 20% of knowledge that I have. Uh, all I can say is, to me, this looks like a lot has has to do with IPL. That's pretty much what I feel, uh, and that's what I, सुशांत के केस में भी कुछ ऐसा ही था कि वो सुशांत किसी को या किस चीज को एक्सपोज करने के लिए आ रहा था, जिन्होंने एक्सपोज होने से पहले ही उसको शांत करवा दिया. बट same thing on Sunanda Pushkar. There was definitely something. नहीं तो लास्ट में ऑलमोस्ट डेथ से कुछ घंटों पहले she would not have contacted some of the, kind of एक तरह से नामी reporters to talk about something around IPL. हालांकि उनकी फ्रेंड जिन्होंने बुक भी लिखी थी, उन्होंने ये कहा कि शी डजंट फील, वो भी मुझे थोड़ी सी सस्पिशियस लगी एक स्टेटमेंट, एंड मे बी इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन I'll kind of go over that. बट उन्होंने एक स्टेटमेंट बोली एक इंटरव्यू में कि हालांकि मुझे लगता नहीं है कि सुनंदा को पता था बहुत डिटेल में अराउंड द आईपीएल एंड जो भी चलता है, but maybe she wanted to say something. How can someone conclude that? How can someone say that on a public medium के उसको नहीं पता होगा या नहीं पता था? Who are you to pass that judgment? So वहाँ मुझे थोड़ा अजीब लगा उसकी फ्रेंड की स्टेटमेंट सुन के, but that's again my personal opinion. I still feel there was definitely some muck that was going to come out, clean up करने की कोशिश या सच निकालने की कोशिश. Unfortunately, that all died with Sunanda's death. Before I end this session, again, thank you again, everyone. But Sharan ji, अगर कुछ आप कहना चाहते हैं, would love to hear last statements or comments.
आपने बहुत अच्छा रिसर्च किया, ऐसा ही रिसर्च करते रहिए. आपका आवाज हमेशा बहुत मायना रखता है, बिठाते रहिए, क्योंकि इतने केसेस में अभी देखिए कुछ यूट्यूबर्स या और भी बाकी लोग अपने काम संभाल के आवाज उठा रहे हैं. मेन स्ट्रीम मीडिया तो पूरा आवाज उठाना ही बंद है. तो ये तो फिर तालिबान का ही राज हो गया ना, है कि नहीं है? तो तालिबान को वो बेटर है. फिर तालिबान तो वो कुल्लम करते हैं ना. फिर आप तो छुपा के एक तरह बोलते हो कि हम तो राजा हरिश्चंद्र है इधर, फिर हम तो तालिबान को कंडेम करते हो, है कि नहीं है? तो तालिबान आपको कंडेम कर किया तो वो कोई उसको बहुत आश्चर्य होने की बात नहीं है. तो ये इतना है कि ये सारे देखिए, आईपीएल हो, आईएसआई हो, सुशांत का केस में, इस केस में, चित्रा का केस में, श्रीदेवी का केस में, दुबई एंगल, पाकिस्तान एंगल, अपना दिल्ली एंगल, मुंबई एंगल, गंडरवर्ल्ड, पॉलिटिशियंस, पैसा, ये सारे चीजें, ड्रग, हत्याएं, ये सारे चीजें एक दूसरे को कनेक्ट होता है. जजेस अगर आपका विरोध में अगर कोई ऑर्डर दिया तो आप उसको उड़ा देते हो, उसका भी एक्सीडेंटल डेथ करवाने का कोशिश करते हो. वो तो आपके सामने आया है रिसेंटली झारखंड में, आपके दुनिया के सामने ही आ गया. तो जजेस को सिक्योरिटी नहीं है. अगर कोई पुलिस वाला या कोई ऑनेस्टली काम करना चाहा वानखेड़े जी जैसे, तो उनके ऊपर अटैक होता है तलवार से, तो वो अंडर फोर्स जाते हैं, काम करते हैं. तो काम करना तो कैसा करना, तो काम करना या नहीं करना, फिर कुल्लम ही छोड़ दो ना. सब लोग अपने अपने हिसाब से जिएंगे, है कि नहीं है? वैसे तो वहाँ सेक्शन 76 to 106 में एक्सेप्शन दिया है, जनरल एक्सेप्शन आईपीसी में. उसको और मजबूत करो जनरल एक्सेप्शन में. अगर आप मजबूत करो तो वो फ्री हैंड दे दो सबको, अपने अपने जान का रक्षा करने के लिए हथियार दे दो, वेपन दे दो. लोग अपने अपने हिसाब से लड़ेंगे, है कि नहीं है? फिर आप ही अपने पास रखोगे तो लोगों को उसको अपने अपने हिसाब से ट्विस्ट कराओगे तो ये तो बहुत ही नाइंसाफी है ना, है कि नहीं? तो इसीलिए तो इसमें कितना भी लोगों के सामने पूरा कच्चा चिट्टा है, गरीब आदमी के ऊपर बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से ऑनेस्ट तरीके से ट्रायल होगा। और अगर कोई पैसे वाला है या कोई इन्फ्लुएंशियल आदमी है या और हुक्का को यूज करेगा, फिर हर चीज प्रभावित होना शुरू हो जाएगा। कुछ लोग दिखाएंगे मैं बहुत ही राजा हरिश्चंद्र हूँ, मैं सबसे बड़ा काम करता हूँ, तो सब्सिक्वेंट कॉन्डक्ट और एंड रिजल्ट पे दिखता है वो सही में किया है क्या नहीं किया। अगर शरण खुद को दिखा रहा है मैं बहुत ही राजा हरिश्चंद्र हूँ, इसमें ऐसा काम किया हूँ, ऐसा ऐसा कर रहा हूँ, तो वो केस का एंड रिजल्ट क्या आता है, उसमें क्या आता है, उसमें दिखता है कि शरण ने वहां क्या पापड़ बेला है। आप समझ रहे हो ना? तो फिर अगर शरण को ब्लाइंडली अगर आप लोग फॉलो कर रहे हो तो आप लोग मूर्ख हो, फिर ऐसा ही होगा उसका मतलब। तो आप ये भी समझो कि वो केस में सही तरीके से कौन काम कर रहा है, कौन काम नहीं कर रहा है। तो ये केस ही हो या दूसरा भी केस हो, सुशांत का केस में मैं पर्टिकुलरली इसी केस के हिसाब से मैं एक संदेश देना चाहता हूँ कि आप लोग समझ के लोगों को आप सपोर्ट करो, ताकि वहां भी कोई गंद ना मचे। ऐसा केसेस में अपने पास बैठते हैं, पता नहीं चलता, बैक स्टैबर्स बोलते हैं ना उसको, उस हिसाब से। तो ठीक है, इसको
Alright,
विराम देंगे, मुझे
ठीक है,
आज्ञा दे दीजिए।
बिल्कुल। एक बार आप ही के वर्ड्स, आप ही की तरह, अगर आप फिर से उन सब लोगों को नर्क में भेजें जैसे आप एंड करते हैं सेशन को।
सुश ये देखिए, हर चीज में ना कनेक्ट करना है तो सुशांत का केस को या सुशांत का सोच को हम लोग कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं। हम आज आवाज रख रहे हैं तो सुशांत की वजह से रख रहे हैं। आज हम लोग इस केस में अन्याय, हम किसी के ऊपर एलिगेशन नहीं लगा रहे हैं, हम फेयर ट्रायल चाहते हैं,
बिल्कुल,
फेयर ट्रायल चाहते हैं। सुशांत का सोच है वो, सुशांत यही चाहते थे कि सबको जस्टिस मिले, जस्टिस मिलना चाहिए। ओके, तो इसीलिए सुशांत जिंदाबाद थे, है और रहेंगे। और सुशांत के सोच को विरोध करने वाले और वो अधर्म के रास्ते पे चलने वाले और अधर्म का तांडव मचाने वाले, तो जो तालिबान जिहादी सोच रखने वाले सेल्फिश लोग हैं, सारे लोग मुर्दाबाद, उनका सोच मुर्दाबाद। सत्य का जय हो, धर्म का जय हो, यही हम करके ईश्वर
थैंक यू,
को हम प्रार्थना करेंगे, धर्म का स्थापन हो।
थैंक यू सो मच शरण जी,
Okay,
थैंक यू
thank
फॉर
you. Thank you, Charanji. Thank you.
थैंक यू
मोनिका,
मैडम,
थैंक
Thank
यू
you,
एवरीवन।
Varun.
या
कोई
थैंक यू
बात।
एवरीवन इन द चैट। फिर मिलेंगे। एक चीज बिफोर आई एंड दिस, आई विल बी वेरी लाउड एंड क्लियर अबाउट दिस। Reading about Sunanda Pushkar, all I can say is we also, just like we lost Sushant, we lost Disha, we lost Jia, we lost Sridevi, we really lost someone who really wanted to do something right for our society, our community, or our country. But she was paused, she was stopped. Uh, Karma will play, karma will definitely come out and take care of those criminals. But हमारी तरफ से, wherever the soul is, I hope Sunanda, your soul is resting in peace. I know you'll be upset, you'll be sad to see not a closure, but hopefully it will eventually come to a closure and you will get justice. So our prayers, our um, emotions are with you. And unfortunately, the verdict that came out uh, doesn't seem to be right, is all I can say. I'm sure our judicial system has done the right thing, but uh, we personally don't believe that, and we will continue to fight. We'll continue to talk about you. We'll continue to talk about many other injustices. So, on that note, thank you so much, Jai Shri Ram, and keep roaring and stand for the right, stand against all the injustices. Thank you so much. Take care. Good night, and stay safe. Bye.